So this is Hedwig, sitting on the bottom of the cage. She was asleep a second ago. I just woke her up. Beep of the camera. I put her out in the big flight and watched her all afternoon yesterday afternoon and examined her when I held her, and clearly she's in some distress. I'm still not 100% sure that she has a fully formed egg in there, but she's got inflammation and all kinds of other stuff going on there. So I brought her in and treated her, and she is high as a kite and in no pain. There's Royal, whose head waggle comes and goes, and Pie, who seems to think he's very nice, and Royal has that lovely little dot on the back of his head that says he's split to recessive pied. So these guys are a pair. And let's go out and see how many babies made it that first 24 hours. Always the most exciting part. It doesn't count as a baby until it makes it the first 24 hours, because that's the highest mortality for chicks, is immediately after hatching. The one that looked the most tenuous was Matilda's baby. The egg got stuck to her. Thank goodness I was here. I saw it stick to her and then fall outside of the cage. And I put it back in again. Had a little blood around it. But it ended up hatching. I peeked last night and there was a live chick. Looking very scrawny and icky, but, you know, newly hatched. This morning, she had thrown an egg out of the nest. I checked it. It was infertile. So I checked her eggs yesterday. She had 7. 3 were infertile. I took 2 and put 5 back, because although parakeets can't count, a hen knows the difference between 7 eggs and 2 eggs. So when I take eggs out of the nest, I only take 1 or 2 at a time. So let's see what happened last night. Do we have a baby in here, live or dead? That looks like a live baby to me. Oh, he's really tiny, but he's got some. Listen to him. Can you hear him? He's really, really tiny, but he's got some serious spunk. And he has a mama who's done this twice before and knows how to raise babies. Okay, let's see. Who else had a baby? So this is Jester and Sky. I better get my pen because Sky doesn't like to let me see. And Sky did hatch out a live chick last time. It hatched like 10 days after it was supposed to hatch because of the cold, and was depleted and died. This one, when we looked at it, when we saw it yesterday, looked like it was hale and hearty. So I would be surprised if this one didn't make it. But not the same level of experience in this hen as in, oops, I just dropped the pen, of course. Okay. She was in an awkward place back here. All right, let's see. Got the baby in there? Let's see. Oh, I see it. She got the baby. And it's moving. 24 hours. Good. And let's see what Miss Cloudy has here. Miss Cloudy's baby looked really hale and hearty too. So I would be surprised if this one didn't make it too. Oh yeah, fat and sassy. Okay. All right, we got 3 babies made it through the night, and tomorrow more hatching. Okay, so I started thinking about Bubba and Gidget here, and Bubba, there's a lot of infertility. Only one of the eggs looks like it had an embryo in it. Bubba is not infertile. However, I did treat, let's see, he was with Breezy last time. Back when I still was in a place where a lot of my birds were calcium deficient, I treated his babies with a very, 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 very low dose of calcium for probably a week or 2 while he was parenting them. So he was, of course, getting that too. And then I put him out in the big flight when he was done raising his babies and put him back in here a week later. So I suspect that I made him infertile by treating his babies with calcium, and then I put him with Gidget too soon, and his fertility didn't return until she got around to laying the last egg about 10 days later. So this could be my fault. Gasp, sigh. The good news is that this is the first time Gidget's actually laid eggs, so I can let them rest for a few weeks and put them back in here again. and let them try again. And since we know his fertility has returned, since one of the eggs was fertile, hopefully next time around it'll be a better result. So yeah, she hasn't been overbred or anything. This is the first time she's actually laid eggs, so doing a second breeding with them would not be too much to ask of her. There's our two down here. Miss Luscious here has spent a lot of time in that box. So I hope something's happening. There she goes. She says, my box, my man, mine. Okay. Turns out the next one's due to hatch. Oh, and let's see, these two are really carrying on quite a bit. I trimmed them this morning. Both of them had been trimmed, you know, in the last month or so it didn't take a lot. But I trimmed them this morning, and it looked like they had already been breeding, just because things were a little, you know, mussy down there, if you will. She's already in and out of the box. I think they're already breeding. This could happen soon. She's just ready. She's very, very heavy right now. And Sparky hasn't been bred in, geez, I guess he's probably been 2 months. So they're both ready and ready to go. So up here I have Stratus and Marine. Stratus thought he was going to hook up with Breezy out in the big flight cage, and Marine didn't care who she was going to hook up with. She was just sitting in a food bowl waiting to lay an egg. So I had Coco and Kobe in here, but I took them back out again because I did the same thing with their babies that I did with Bubba's babies. I gave them a very, very low but steady dose of calcium that Kobe also got. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to wait. I don't want to do an infertile clutch because for the same reason that Bubba did his. It's already been probably 3 weeks since Kobe got pulled and was drinking the calcium daily. So he may be fertile again already. But I have Hardy and Racine's cage and nest box will open up here in about a week to 10 days when their babies age out into the fledgling cage. So I'm just going to hold Kobe and Coco back until that cage opens up and give him just a little more time to make sure, as much as I can, that we're going to get fertility. So yeah, our new pairs are Sparky and Lilith, Stratus and Marine, and this is part of my dilute line. I want to bring, I have all green dilutes. Stratus is a dilute, Scruffy is a dilute, Izod is a dilute. They're all green, and I bred Izod myself. His parents were both green, Phantom and Hyacinth. So by breeding him to Matilda and Stratus to Marine, I am going to be introducing Blue into the line, and I will breed their babies to each other. And some of their chicks their babies will all be splits. So I'll probably, because my whole plan is to outbreed this line of dilutes. I have 2 dilute babies in the cage that I already got that were Hyacinth and Stratus's, and they'll be outbred to bluebirds next year. So when I get babies, looks like Izod's baby's going to make it. It's a puny little thing, but the fact that it made it this far and it's still kicking and screaming means that I'm pretty confident that Matilda will pull it through. It might have hatched a little early. But I've seen that before, and it worked out. So, his chicks will probably all be green, and they'll look like normal birds. But they're all going to be split to blue, and they're all going to be split to dilate. These two, I don't know if Scruffy's split to anything. He could be split to blue, and maybe some of their babies would come out blue. But I don't know. So either way, their babies are all going to look like normals, and but they're all going to be at least split to blue, if not actually blue. And then when I breed them next generation to these babies over here, they're going to throw me blue babies. So some of their babies will be blue, and some of them will be dilute. Not a lot. I may get only one baby out of a whole clutch. I may get a clutch with no dilute babies in it, but that's the whole outbreeding thing. Is I'm hoping I'll have 2 or 3 chicks out of this batch and 2 or 3 chicks out of this batch, and I'll breed all of them, pair them all up, and breed them twice to get the dilute chicks that I want out of them. And the other babies that look like normals will, can be used in other breeding lines. And then this up here with Stratus and Lilith is a size thing. Lilith is huge. Stratus has good size. I mean, this is not Stratus. This is Scruffy. Scruffy has good size. Well, he's not great size. He's probably about 60 grams. Not Lilith. Laurel. Laurel brings size to this. She's really tall and she's got really big feet. This is a big hen. So these two are, although they'll all be green, they're going to be bringing size to it. So I'll breed one of his babies to one of these and one of his babies to one of those. Again, they're all going to come out looking normal, but that's, they'll be normal green birds, but that's okay. Outbreeding. So, and the other thing that I can do is I do have one male and one female of Stratus's babies out in the big flight that are both pure dilutes. So I could outbreed them to blues, or I could take any of these splits and breed them to them and get some dilute babies immediately. So there's all kinds of things I can do with this. I just want to get lots of dilute chicks. I mean, lots of birds that are split to dilute and outbreed them all over the place so that I can increase size and feather, because I have a bunch of dilute birds that are scrawny. Scruffy here, he got named Scruffy because when I got him he was in terrible condition, but he actually does have nice feather. Hyacinth had nice feather. This guy has abysmal feather. And this guy actually has really nice feather, but he's tiny. So I need to get feather and size. So big hens with good feather is what I'm after. So I'm going to have lots of breeding options with these guys next year, and that's what I'm after. Yeah. So the next babies that are due is Haverty and Lacey. Their first hatch date is tomorrow. And I see some solid eggs in there. So, and Lacey's, she's 4 years old. I got her from a breeder. I'm sure she's done this before, even though Haverty's a newbie. So hopefully we're going to get something out of there. Hi, Lacey. Pretty little eggs. Oh, yeah. 3 of those eggs look very solid to me, and it may be the 4th one just doesn't look solid yet because it isn't that far developed. It may be the last one she laid. Okay. So I think that's our update for the day. We have 3 live chicks after 24 hours. That's always good news. Who else comes next? Let me see. Haverty and Lacey are due the 14th, which is tomorrow. Sprite and Fluffy are due the 17th. And Stratus and Laurel on the 19th. So every 2 or 3 days we'll have something due after that for quite a while. But, so we're on chick watch for these 2. Exciting, exciting. Let's see how our babies are doing in here.
What you doing, Missy? Huh? Can we look at your baby? She says, I will bite you. She's a terrible beast.
Yeah, so you see the wing feathers on that little baby right there? The tips of his pin feathers are pure white. His brother's a yellow-based, and he's a white-based. And he's significantly younger than his brother, so that's why he's so much smaller. But he's developing well. Everything looks fine. You're a good mama, Racine. You're a brat, but you're a good mama. Okay, very exciting.